Heavy rain continuing out here in parts of the Philippines, especially on the western seaboards, as Typhoon Mawar, of course known as Betty in the Philippines, continues to pull off towards the north, towards Okinawa and the southern Japanese islands. I'm meteorologist Robert Speta. Hey, I know some of you have been watching these updates. Make sure you always pay attention to the details. Got a few people writing me who are not immediately on the western seaboard of the Philippines asking where the rain is. Places like, Isabela. Yeah, the moisture really staying on the west coast, guys, kind of getting blocked by the mountains there. So always make sure you pay attention to the details in the forecast. Still going to be seeing that tail wrap into the storm, and I'm talking more about the forecast here in the Philippines. You can go ahead and skip to that time code if you want. But let's talk about the center of this storm and where it's headed, because Okinawa and the southern Japanese islands are going to start to feel some of the impacts from this. Now, what I am seeing is still that dry air wrapping into it. It did weaken down to a severe tropical storm, but what I believe has happened, we're starting to get a little bit of shear acting on it. Now, a lot of shear will kill it, but just a little bit actually kind of gives that little burst, kind of like if you're blowing on a fire and you get a little extra oomph in it. I think that's why we did see this kind of get back to that typhoon typhoon status as this pulls off here towards the north. Now, regardless, as it's happening, the wind field is expanding on this storm. So if you're out here in Okinawa, you're already going to start to see tropical storm strength conditions as we go ahead through our Wednesday night into Thursday, throughout the day on Thursday. Might even get a couple gusts up there, typhoon status, Thursday night into early Friday morning, and then things will improve quickly on Friday as this pulls away off towards the east. Even though the center is actually passing Friday morning, you're still going to be seeing just that quick improvement. Now, I do want to note, take a look at these main bands. So as this wind field expands out, we still have the remnants of the eye wall, and I do believe that's going to start to pass Okinawa, including, especially on the east coast, kind of the worst of the weather, Thursday evening through the nighttime hours, overnight. That'll be some of the worst weather. So if you're sheltered on the west coast, yeah, probably going to be just a bit better for you there. But then on the backside, we start to see that dry air move in. Now, I think max winds 30, 40 knots, might get some gusts up near 50. Thus, probably not going to go to the core conditions. This is from JMA, and you're probably looking at this going, whoa, the Japan Meteorological Agency, and that's my thoughts. I don't think the winds are going to get that high, but I would be remiss if I didn't show you what JMA is showing. So this is in Japanese, obviously. And I do speak Japanese, so when I pronounce stuff like Okinawa or Kadena, that is the proper way to say it, guys. I get a lot of Americans saying you're pronouncing it wrong. It's like, so that is, it's Okinawa main island, basically. Okinawa Honto, 40 to 60 meters per second. You translate that 60, that's 134 miles per hour that you could be seeing those gusts. This is according to JMA. I think this is on the high side. I would take their lower numbers, but even then, still wind gusts high enough that I think it would be just a bit surprising for some of you out here. That would put it in the core conditions. But I do believe, if you're out here, you're with the military, you're probably going to get that storm watch, and that's about the max of it, just based on the weakening of this storm. But don't be caught off guard. Don't let it surprise you. Be smart. Be safe. Don't be the person whose trampoline gets launched into the neighbor's yard. It happens every time there's a storm, and I'll be looking for those videos, guys. All right, let's talk about the Philippines now. As Mawar pulls away, we still have this tail that is wrapping in, bringing the heavy rainfall across parts of western Visayas especially. Even in the Cebu, you've been seeing some of those thunderstorms kick up there as well. No, back towards Abra, Ilocos too. It's that tail that is just attached to our storm, pulling in that moisture. It's this elongated trough. Nothing is going to organize in that. No, there was some worry there, but it's just a lot of shear in that river of moisture, so you're not really getting that broad circulation helping to develop anything. But, I mean, you don't need that broad circulation if we're just talking about rain. Like just continuous showers there in Mindoro, while at least by the end of the week it does start to back off just a bit in Luzon. We're still going to see that river of moisture down here towards the south. So, yeah, there's more rain, obviously, in the forecast, but just pay attention to where you are. Of course, it's the west coast of these locations, but even in the Manila, or if you're looking just towards the north into Angeles, Legazpi, back towards, if you're in Tacloban, yeah, it's not all too bad there, guys. I mean, the storm turned towards the north, the moisture is coming in from the west. Those places on the east coast are going to be missing out on the worst of the weather. So, yeah, more rain still possible. Flooding, I have seen some reports of landslides out here. So, the impacts are taking place. But with that river over Visayas, you are still going to be seeing these afternoon showers at the very least in those thunderstorms. Hey, if you want to help support this channel, I say it in every update, but I'll say it again. I'm not trying to patronize you, but I would like you to help out on our Patreon there. If you want to check it out, link is above. At the very least, hit that like and subscribe button. If you watched it all the way through, maybe you find these videos useful. So hit that subscribe button. Our goal is to get verified, but we can't do that until we get to 100,000 followers. Stay safe. Thanks for watching. Hope you have a great day.